Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited. This is the very first live stream of interiors on Twitch. Whoop whoop! The first order of business right now is I need to cut the paper down to size. What I'm doing is I'll show you guys. I'm not going to be sitting down at the beginning for very long because I need to cut the paper. As you guys know, or some of you may know, comic book art is done at 11 by 17. So that is the standard comic book size. Now, comic book paper is not really a common art paper size for fine art, watercolor, anything like that. It's taken me some figuring out as to what I was going to do in order to have comic book sized paper, which I really want, and also be able to have it as watercolor paper. And so I bought a few a few doozy sheets of paper that wasn't the right size. I found one paper company that made 12 by 18, and I'm like, well, fantastic. I'll just cut it down to size and it's at least close enough. The paper was too textured for what I need because I'm going to be doing small details, and in small detail, having a smoother paper is a little bit easier to work with. Of course, bear in mind that all of my talk about watercolor is very much from a beginner standpoint. So maybe in a couple years, I'll have my shit together with watercolor and be like, no, I actually love textured paper. Right now, that's not the case. So the smoothest paper that I can find is Arches. For DiVinica issue 4, I also watercolored it, but I just got whatever paper I could find at my local art store, which was some odd sizes, 9 by 12, 10 by, I can't remember, maybe it was 10 by 14. An evening with the bean spiller. Oh my God, I'm so pegged. Yeah, I'm trying to give myself some inner pep talks to shut the fuck up. We'll see if it works. Hello, Kenny Roberts. So let's put it this way. I'm swearing you all to secrecy if I screw up and say things I'm not supposed to. Artist Christina, hello, welcome to the stream. All right, so what I'm doing right now is going on a very long explanation as to why I chose this gigantic piece of paper. This is 18 by 24 inches. Now, I chose this for a very specific reason. It fits 2 sheets of comic book size in 1 sheet of this. Now, I have to cut it down to size. I do plan to take the majority of it to my friend Sheldon, who works at a print house, and he's going to get it professionally cut for me. But for now, I need to cut my own sheets. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of measuring to get it to the right size. Now, just to go into the dollars and cents of it, this pad of paper costs $260 Canadian. I found it in the US for $78. However, after duties and taxes and shipping, it didn't come out much cheaper. So this is some very fancy, very expensive paper. I better draw good in order to make that worth it. Oh my goodness, Kenny, I hope you're okay. Oh, and that you recover well. Yikes, back surgery this morning. Well, I'm glad that you're still on morphine and hopefully not feeling too bad. I hope your recovery goes really well, Kenny. All right, so I'm going to set my board to the side. So get this, after all of the expense and the giant pain in the butt that it is to buy something this size from an art store in the US, because they won't even tell you the shipping then. It takes a few days, and then they get back to you, and you have a few different shipping options, but then you have to pay taxes and duties and all of that. I open up the pad of paper and the top sheet on this was black. And I nearly like freaked right the fuck out because I was like, oh my God, did I accidentally buy black watercolor paper? And like I went and looked at my receipt and it wasn't black because you see all along the border is also black because this is a block of paper. So you have to take a knife and cut the sheet out from the board. And I just freaked out. I was like, oh my God, Dan is gonna be so pissed with me. But it turns out the top sheet is black and the rest is white paper. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's to save the actual real sheets of paper, who knows? But yeah, that really freaked me out. Okay. So, let's finish cutting the paper down to size. It actually works out really nicely that I have to cut some excess off because even though the art store did pack my paper pretty well, one of the corners got a little bit dinged. There's just, I mean, shipping paper is the fucking, blech. It's the hardest thing in the world. I know my warehouse ships prints and it's just a whole thing. So I can cut off the little dinged corner and then my paper is all fancy and pretty again. Yeah, it's a tricky way to make people order again. Hello, Lady Lizzie. Thank you. Yes, it is a +1 to move back to the US. 100%. I would get my art supplies like almost 50% cheaper. I swear to God. Okay, I had a pencil. Now I can't find my pencil. Here it is. All right, so the art paper. So I have a piece of my art paper on top of the watercolor. As you can see, the watercolor paper is a little bit more of a cream tone. My white paper is pure white. Canadian money isn't worth much. Yes, that's also true. Okay, so the paper itself is 0.25 centimeters long. So let's just not make this very scientific, and I'm just going to do 2 centimeters on this side. No, I'm going to do 1.5. 1.5 centimeters on this side. Sorry guys, this is the boring part. And that leaves 1.2 centimeters on the other side. Whoop, whoop. Plus access to Target stores. True story. I wish I had access to Target stores, damn it. All right, so this is my rough sketch and first drawing of the character, the titular character, also known as DiVinica. So this is an actual drawing of her and her outfit. You'll see why she's dressed like this and how it all ties in very soon. I'm gonna cut off 1 centimeter on this side. Yeah, oh my God. I'm going to take all this stuff to Sheldon even just to deal with my aggressive amount of laziness that I don't want to have to do this math all the time. Just know my artist brain is not trying to deal with that. A mixture of both, Christina. Sometimes it's a photo. Sometimes it's a scan. Honestly though, scanners fucking hate Copic markers, so it ruins the Copics every time. It's the like bane of my life. Drives me crazy. you'll like spend hours getting all the colors right, and then you scan it, and like every little fucking thing you try to do to make it all like toned, and you know, like Mary Jane's hair, for instance, that's the perfect example of the frustration that is scanning. Mary Jane's hair, I used about 7 different markers. It had a lot of depth. There was some golden highlights, blah, blah, blah. I scanned it and it was just orange. A little bit more red than orange. And then I had to like tweak it on the computer to get it right. And it's super annoying. You just finished coloring it and now you have to do more work. Hello, Ludovic. Welcome to the stream today. It is #1 day on Twitch for DiVinica. So this is a series that I co-create with JP Roth. And boy, it has been a real adventure in a good way to come up with the whole plan for the world and to make this character and to tie in all the goddesses. And that is not an easy feat, because if you care about mythology at all, which up until being around JP Roth, I didn't really. True story. And I wanted to draw, you know, goddesses literally just because they're pretty. Now I have learned that the goddesses are very much, all the different mythologies and all the different pantheons date back differently. So even if we wanted to have them all in one series, how on earth are we going to get them in the same time and same place? Didn't work. So we had to put some serious thought into that. And the plan we have is so fucking boss. I'm so excited. I just can't even. I'm so excited about this series and I can't wait for you guys to read it. Oh my God. Oh, okay. It's because I'm excited, Gabriel. That's what happens. Sorry, everybody. My page does have warning that, you know, it may be 18 plus. And you know what? I was thinking 18 plus for like my art, but no, it's really like how I talk. Oops. Oh, thanks, you guys. You could just laugh and be like, oh, she's a crazy artist. What are you gonna do? So New York Comic Con was so much fun, and I wish I had gotten a better picture of it. But you know, Killer Nen here on Twitch, I've rated her with you guys a few times. She does gorgeous paintings. We were across from each other at New York Comic Con, well, kitty corner, and she was going around and she was going around and taping or pasting googly eyes on people's stuff, you know, on the like bag or whatever. So it wasn't going to ruin anyone's things, but she was giving everybody's art googly eyes. So she like put some on my Harley comic book. I had some Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy issue 1 exclusives with me. And she gave Harley googly eyes. And oh my God, that literally was just the happiest moment for me. I couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny because the googly eyes were just the right size to go on Harley's face. It was so funny. Yeah, that's true, Craig. River, hello. Okay, this paper is really thick, so it's a little bit hard to cut. And I have like the weakest hands on the planet. Which picture of me and Sabine? The one where I'm taking a picture of her taking a picture of the food? I'm just putting the paper off to the side. All right. Now I have my sketch on the board, and you'll understand why the sun is gigantic and why the city is looking like that shortly. It was hilarious. Yay, I'm so glad. All right, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be transferring this to board. So I know it's going to be a lot of light table work, but it will actually require a good bit of drawing as well. Oh, did I not cut that side? Oops. Oh, right. Okay. I'm all confused because usually my paper has the border on it and this doesn't. Dark Twilight, hello! So the color of the sky is just going to be wild and crazy. And JP Roth and I have already gone through the Schmincke palette. We've gone through the PDF that I found with all the colors that Schmincke has for watercolor. And we've actually allocated all the colors of what we're going to be using for the different parts of this particular world. So there's going to be a very fun art shopping in my future. All right, I just need some more tape. I don't know where I put it. Here we go. Shaykara, hello. I'm doing great, Dark Twilight. It was great meeting you too. Mystery, hello. I forgot to turn on Pretzel. All right, there we go. We've got some music for anyone who can hear it. All right, so I can't see through the paper as well as I usually can, but that's fine. I will just be drawing most of it anyway because the sketch is really rough. This is my actual sketch, and then I scan it and it goes on here. But I didn't really put a ton of time into this yet, and I don't plan on putting tons of time into my rough sketches because, so help me God, I'm going to keep the art loose and textured, and I'm not gonna go like Dawn crazy. Oh my God, because I tend to do that. I will over detail something, I'll overwork it, and then it just lacks that loose artsy feel. And I really want to have this book have that texture, have that artistic look, have I don't even know if depth isn't even the right word, but if you guys are familiar with the pages that I did in DiVinica issue 4 of Magoo, and then I have a couple prints of it on my website where she's with the koi, it's pink with the fish. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to keep it loose. I want to keep it textured and just not extremely detailed out, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be transferring it to my watercolor paper, and then the rest of it is going to be handled in the paint. Now I don't have my paint yet, so it's all going to be pencil work for the next few days until I get my watercolor paper, which is like a weekend happiness thing. You're not the only one that does that. No, yeah, it's a real challenge if you're used to being a penciler, or you're used to almost over detailing stuff to then pull it back and actually let the page breathe and let there be room for texture and splatter and all of that. Like for me, I'm such a penciler first and colorist second, and most certainly painter is way off 10 miles behind. So I need to bring that painter side up to the fore and practically just like pull it out of my ear, because I'm not actually a painter, but I need to become one. Yo, hello. Okay, so I'm not even really planning on using a ruler for the city back here. First of all, I hate rulers. Secondly, I'm trying to keep it loose. I'm not trying to make it extremely detailed and finalized. Entire interior is cover heart level incoming. Yeah. So I'm gonna work from left to right because I'm right-handed and I want my hand to be touching the paper as little as possible on anything where there's lines, or I'm just gonna smudge it. This is still much more textured paper than I usually work with, and as such it can smudge a lot easier. Okay, maybe I will use a ruler. So all the rulers that I'm using right now are a huge shout out to what's his name? His name is Snow is on here. So Snow has gotten me all of these rulers and I'm so grateful for them because correct, Mr. E, I don't particularly care for using rulers. They are a necessary evil. And this is by far the best ruler I've ever owned in my entire life. I would not have been able to do the cutting of these pages without this ruler, because I haven't been able to find such a good ruler, and because it has the grid on it, it makes me keep the ruler straight as opposed to moving all around and then you have a wonky line. Snow knows my love-hate relationship with rulers. Okay, now I want to break up the buildings a little bit because these buildings are broken down. They haven't been lived in God knows how long. Haven't worked that out exactly. But these buildings are going to be broken down. It's not going to be modern, thriving, space-agey, Star Wars shit style city. It's actually broken down. It's almost turned in some cases to rubble. No one has been living in it. That's where we're at. I'm reining in my bean spilling. Hello, Drod. That's funny, mystery. So I'm gonna make the lines kind of broken up a little bit. Oh, that's funny, Gabriel. thank you, Mr. E. And then down at the bottom, I'm not really drawing the buildings down to the very base because there's going to be a bunch of sand blowing around and shit. So I don't have to connect them completely to the ground, which makes my job easier. So I haven't decided if I'm going to bother putting like windows in all these buildings or just kind of leave them as a background thing and not really worry about it too much. So that's still in the back of my mind of like how detailed am I planning to go with the buildings. So I don't know. Don't have a plan for that. Like I'm not even completing every line. I'm kind of breaking them up because I'm trying to give it a little bit more of a non-polished feel. I'm glad you're having fun, Atomic Tizzle. So once this part of the page is done, or once I'm done transferring this page, which I'm really hoping isn't going to take the entire live stream, though it might because I haven't really worked out all the details of her outfit yet. But if I finish this this time, then I will work on some page sketches maybe next time. So there's going to be a little bit of everything on the DiVinica live streams. And because I'm drawing it, inking it, well, inking maybe, I may or may not. If I'm gonna ink, I'm gonna do it at the very end after it's colored to just pull out certain things to the foreground. But I'm gonna be doing all the art, the inking, the coloring, all on my own for this one. So it's going to take a little longer. I'm going to have a lot of time dedicated to DiVinica, so we'll be here for a minute. There's going to be lots to show you. Also with this one, bear in mind, we are setting up this world. Sword TB, thank you for the follow. Hypno Sherlock. Hello, Rogerio. So, you know, there's going to be a lot that we can cover on this one, but also there's been a lot to figure out with this one because DiVinica is the titular character. I really love that word. I feel so fancy saying it, like I'm smart. So she is the main character of the entire series, and she is only being introduced now on issue 5 and setting up her design, figuring out all the different elements that are required, because we have the books planned all the way until the end. We know the end of DiVinica. We know exactly what's happening. We have it all mapped out. And it's such a blessing / curse to know everything, well, most of it. I'm sure that things will evolve because they always do. But to know all of those things right now makes you want to have everything planned out and what it's going to look like all the way to the end. So we are very, very ahead with a lot of the things with DiVinica, which is slowing down issue 5, because obviously I'm not only working on issue 5 right now. I know, I feel so sophisticated. Oh my God, that's amazing, Sword. Thank you so much for joining my mailing list and everything. You rock. Really appreciate it. So for anyone who's joining in here right now, I am working on page 1 for DiVinica issue 5. So this is an interior page. This one, of course, has no panels, as you can see, but that's because we want to show you a really good look at the world that she's in and the environment, and this sets the tone for this full issue. So I'm pretty mad excited, I'm not gonna lie. So these buildings are going to look pretty charred by the environment, and why the environment is so hostile you will find out soon enough. But yeah, the environment that she's in is hostile. It is not friendly to the human form, human body, which is why she is wearing an emergency blanket. For anyone who remembers, I showed you guys this a couple weeks ago. This is what DiVinica is wearing. So this has some very interesting folds to it. Coloring this, not gonna lie, it's gonna be a bitch to try to color this. Because look at how it picks up the light, but it also is crinkly and it folds all crazy like. But this is gonna protect her from the environment, from everything that is around her. This is what she's going to be wearing as her cloak. So I need to actually change the way that I've drawn this. Some of my lines are a little too blanket looking, and they need to look more choppy. And so I was talking with Nat Jones. He's a friend of mine who lives here in Canada now, and he drew Spawn for many years. And I was like, dude, I need to draw a chick with an emergency blanket cloak. What can you recommend to me? Because I've seen Nat Jones draw Spawn in like 10 minutes, and it's so fly. It looks so good, and he's really amazing at drawing cloth. So I was like, okay, help me. What do I do? And he was like, okay, look, you have to make your lines straight. He's like, as much as it's going to tweak your brain to do straight lines for cloth, you've got to force yourself to make your lines as straight as you possibly can. He's like, take it to the extreme in the straight line arena, and then of course, in order to like give it flow, dial it back a little bit and give some curve to the line. But he's like, at the very beginning, make them straight as you possibly can handle. So I need to change these and make it more straight and choppy. You use those in the military. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sword. Yes, plus she has sexy wear. Well, it's really hot. When I was telling JP Roth that I had an idea for DiVinica's boots, right? And I want to give her, essentially what I'm going for is a motocross-esque look here, right? And instead of giving her the regular kind of army boot look, I wanted to give her some different kind of boots, right? So I'm like trying to explain, giving her boots a slight motocross vibe to them, but I'd forgotten the motocross word like an idiot. And so I'm trying to explain it to JP Roth, and I'm like, well, they're kind of like snow boots. And so I want to give her like snow boots where they clasp down on the side, or ski boots, or snowboarder boots. And Joe is just like, what are you talking about? So finally I found motocross boots and texted her a picture of motocross boots, and she's just like, those don't look like snow boots at all. You like had me thinking in the completely wrong direction. Sometimes trying to like concept art verbally is like the hardest thing. Especially when you can't English like me. I know, Nat is so badass. So I was able to corner him in the in the guest lounge, like the green room, where they have like coffee and tea for guests at a Comic-Con. So I was able to corner him at Edmonton Expo and be like, dude, help. Consultation time. Battlestar Galactica Viper pilot boots. Huh. I don't remember those from Battlestar Galactica. I'm going to have to go look it up. I watched the whole thing, so I should know what you mean, but I don't. Fail. I want to do a cut in a building somewhere, just like a whole open. They were motocross boots. Ah. Oh well. So much for my like thoughts of grandeur and originality. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do a cutout. Maybe here. No. Shit. So that's going to be an open air cutout right there. Thank you, Gabriel. You make me feel so much better. My artist ego is not nearly as bruised. And I'm going to do some buildings that are kind of faint in the background. But not a ton, because this is kind of the edge of the city. So I don't want to go like too intense right here. The point is that the city kind of carries on off towards the left side of the page. Oh, thank you so much, Astronaut Assassin. I love Domo's work. And I'm so glad you found me. Whoop, whoop. So I'm working on interiors now for DiVinica issue 5. It's published by Rothic. And it's gonna be out, I'm not sure when. We're not gonna like release it through Diamond and put a hard and fast deadline until I'm pretty much finished. We're gonna play it safe. Hey Jeff, thank you so much for the host. Okay, I am just looking up some of the... Just call you Astro. Okay. Hey Jeff, thank you so much for the host. I'm just looking up some of the cities that I pulled for inspiration. Now, the cities that I'm looking at are ghost cities currently in the world today. So there's some in, I think there's some in China. There's maybe a couple in India. And then I'm also looking at Dubai because Dubai has such a futuristic look to it. And I kind of want to do Dubai plus 15 years and a bigger budget, maybe, if that can be imagined even. And that's kind of my inspiration for the cities. I don't want to go too futuristic where it's like thousands of years in the future, or we're going into sci-fi, because this is not sci-fi. And I don't want to go too much in my artistic implication that it is sci-fi, because it's not. Hope, hello! Oh, thanks, Atomic. Aftermath, hey! Do I not like to draw male characters? Absolutely not. I really do like drawing male characters. Excuse me. However, for cover art, I don't generally get asked to draw male characters. So, from what I've heard, in general, female characters sell the book better. My job as a cover artist is to sell the book at the end of the day. And so I do draw a lot more females than males, but I would love to be able to draw males more often. There will be male characters in the book. The book is, for all intents and purposes, covering goddesses, right? But there will be male characters in this book as well, and I'm looking forward to that because I do get asked that question a lot. But I have nothing against drawing men. Would love to draw them more. It's just the nature of my job as I draw pretty girls. Yes, true story. Oh my God, Snow is here. Hello, Snow. Welcome to the stream. Snow, Mike and Sabine send their love and thanks for the rulers and erasers. They were thrilled. Hello, Foxtrot. They were so happy, Snow. Thank you so, so much. Okay. More city drawing. It's like the building work just never ends. Okay, I just need to respond to my daughter real quick. Hold, please. Okay. Parenting happens. All right. I'm gonna make this building here. Right now it's just a pole, but I want to make it a little bit wider at the base. So maybe... Ken's Malice, hi! Welcome to the stream today. And I have my grid over there. Damn it. Thank you so much, Mr. E, for being so on top of the Moobot. You rock. All right, so there needs to be straighter lines here on her cloak. I will tell her. Oh, and her drawing sold at New York Comic Con. Well, her colors sold at New York Comic Con, so she's very pleased. Her first original art sale was in New York for a whole $7, but I gave her $3 extra to make it an even 10. Yeah, this man was so sweet, and he brought his kids by the following day, so clearly he's a dad and he gets it. So he bought her first Copic colors, and Vienna is very happy. No, I'm like getting all distracted and going all over the place. Hello, Kinney Kako. Am I saying it correctly? And welcome to the stream. Venom, hello. Yay, I said it correctly. Whoop, whoop. All right. Let's start in on her face because I want to, actually no, I'm gonna paid to draw a color. Hello, Stone Curva. It's great to be back. She certainly shows promise with her like business mind of like, yeah, you better pay me, damn it. So it's not really like I need to completely redo everything that I've drawn as far as the cape, but I need to make the lines straighter so that it has that real emergency blanket look to it. Artist Life, hello! Have a good night, Snow. Thank you for stopping by. So I'm just straightening out all of the curved lines that I've drawn. And then I'm not trying to make it a perfect rectangle. I am showing little cuts. I mean, it's still a very thin piece of cloth. I did check. It can tear. It can be cut. So it's not like it's Kevlar or something, right? It's very light, so it would pick up, it would get picked up by the wind. Excuse me. So I think that drawing it with a very thin appearance is going to be really important. Hello, Lynn. I've been doing great. I hope you're doing well. Well as well. I caught myself on that one. I hope you're doing good. Thank you, Ken's Malice. That really means a ton. So this actually this particular drawing of DiVinica just started out as a concept art drawing where I just was working out the outfit, and then in the end it actually worked to use it for page 1, so I'm really happy about that. 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, so I've got a little, I don't know what they're called, but you know those little clips that people use for rock climbing or clipping onto your backpack and then adding your water bottle to it. They're like metal clips. That's what I'm using here to just join her emergency blanket. So she's kind of put it on one of those little metal clip things and then has tied it on. So it's pretty, carabiners. There we go. Thank you, Cage Kaizoku. I really appreciate that. So that's what I'm doing right there to keep her cloak on. And it's going to be tied just very basic. Because she is at this point in a very sort of makeshifty emergency style situation. Yes, well, I haven't bought the new fancy watercolor yet to Artist Life. I'm going to be buying it this weekend. So right now I'm just transferring pages onto the watercolor board, and I'll be working on a few that I have ready. And so I'm kind of going to be toggling back and forth between finishing out some of the sketches because I'm not done with some of the page sketches, and then going into watercolor next week. And then I'm also going to be working on a cover for Rothic, like a holiday cover. I believe I'm going to be doing a Rem8 cover. So I'm really excited about that too. So I have a couple covers for Rothic scheduled in this time, and then also one Lady Death cover. So those are my covers for the rest of the year. And then, of course, just more DiVinica interior work. And then I guess at some point, DiVinica is going to need some covers as well. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so the plan with DiVinica's hair, because I didn't really bother drawing it on the sketch, I just kind of scribbled it. DiVinica is going to have a mixture of dreads and normal hair. I can't remember what it's called. Partial dreads. Yes. So she's going to have partial dreads, which is going to be really, really fun. And I'm excited about it because drawing dreads is just so fun. Honestly, it's just way easier than drawing lots of flowing hair. I can just draw some like big, thick globs. Laziness prevails. New York Comic Con was great. Hey, Volusia, it's been a while. Thank you so much for liking the commissions. That means a ton. Oh, it was great seeing you there too, Venom. Now, I don't really connect the names to Twitch. Unless you told me when you were there, I'm pretty bad at connecting the face at a con to the name on Twitch. So I don't want you to think that I'm lying and that I'm like, it was great to see you, and you're like, but you have no idea who I am. But it was so great to see everybody. So thank you so much for coming by to see me at New York Comic Con. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so now it is final. It's final lines on and final design on DiVinica's hair. So I actually don't really know a ton about dreads, and so I do have reference here. I found a bunch of pictures of girls with partial dreads is what it's called. So that's what I'm going to be looking at to kind of refer to it and make sure I'm not kind of drawing it incorrectly. So I just have a bunch. So I did a Google search on partial dreads. Oh, that is so awesome, Dark Twilight. Thank you. Boy, that is bravery to make to have New York Comic Con as your very first convention. That is some serious serious bravery. Hello, Catastrophic Blend. Welcome to the stream. Today I am working on page 1 interiors for DiVinica issue 5. And I am so excited to be finally getting to the final draw. So this is, I'm transferring my sketch onto final board. And I'm gonna be watercoloring the whole book. So I'm doing it on watercolor paper. And right now I'm working on the final design for DiVinica's hair. And she has what is called partial dreads. So it's gonna be a mix of, as the name implies, so I'm not trying to like patronize anybody, but you know, since I'm halfway through the sentence, it's gonna be half dreads, maybe 3/4 hair, normal hair, and then 1/4 dreads. I haven't quite figured out the ratio of how I'm gonna do it, but it'll be at least some dreads, some regular flowing hair. And then I want to put some fun stuff in the dreads. Now, DiVinica does have very long hair. We're giving her hair down to her butt, basically. We're not going to be seeing all of it here, but we'll be able to see a little bit of regular hair and a little bit of the dreads. No, my water paper is very smooth. It's Arches Hot Press, and I intentionally got very smooth watercolor paper so that I could draw on it properly. You know, and right now that's what I want to use. In time, you know, as I get more professional and proficient with watercolor, I may change and get paper that has more texture in it right now, but for at this point I hunted high and low to find the smoothest watercolor paper I could find. So it's Arches watercolor paper hot press. And like, there's certain things with my technique that I haven't really worked out yet. Kylie, hello! So I haven't really worked out certain things, like, you know, maybe I'm drawing my lines too dark, and in the end, the darkness of my lines are gonna get in my way. And, but I don't know, so I'm still kind of winging it a little bit. Watercolor with actual paneled interiors is not something I've done before. I did watercolor on DiVinica issue 4, but they were more randomly placed images as opposed to a fully paneled page. Well, this one isn't fully paneled, but it's a lot more detail, and so I really have no idea. In the end, I may change the way that I'm doing it. So definitely don't buy anything on my recommendation yet. I have to still figure some shit out before I start actually making recommendations on what you should do or what kind of paper I would say you should get. Hold off on all of that until I actually get my bearings, because I'm really not sure. Yeah, I can, but my plan with this is to play pretty loosey-goosey with the color, and in general, not let things blend one to the other a little bit. So yeah, I will. I'll probably actually let things blend, drip, bleed into one another. Oh, I don't need a ton of hair reference. I've got a few pictures here, and it's mostly just to see sort of where people generally have the dreads. In general, most of these dreads are extensions. They're not even real ones. So people just kind of clip it in the back of their head. But I don't need tons of reference. I just mostly want to give it a quick glance. Okay, now I need to actually see her face. Putting little smiles on characters is literally like instinctual for me now. But she does not have a big smile on her face at all. Oh, thanks, Travis. Oh, thank you, Catastrophic. I really appreciate it. So I've got my sketch in front of me here too, so that I can see kind of what I had in mind, because the watercolor paper is pretty thick actually. Oh, wow, that's early. I get up at 5:15 in the morning and it like makes me feel like I'm gonna die. Respect, catastrophic. Yeah. Used to work in a bar, so you're used to getting home at about that time. Yeah. Wow. And now you're getting up and leaving at that time. That's intense. Four a.m. wake up call. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Kylie. All right, the thing I avoid all the time is drawing the second eye. It's the worst. did, Catastrophic. Woo! So I am really one of those people that I put a lot of time and effort into my my line art, right? I really get into the line weight and all of that stuff. But with this one, because I'm gonna be coloring it in watercolor, sorry guys, it looks like when my light table isn't on full blast, it does those lines. So I'll try to make sure I don't do that. So anyway, with this though, because I'm going to be watercoloring it and my lines are sort of secondary to the paint, I'm not really gonna work on line weight. That means, you know, where something is in shadow, the line is thicker, the lines go from thick to thin. It kind of helps with depth, and I use it a lot. Here, I'm not gonna, at least for right now. I don't plan to. Everything is a work in progress, though, because I really haven't done this in a while. Haven't really worked out my own personal style yet. But anyway, you guys will see that my lines are gonna be like straight, flat lines. They're not gonna have any depth to them. Over time, I'll come up with my own technique, but I have a feeling that my lines really don't matter a ton, and what's gonna matter is the color and the shade that I put on them. And then in the end, if I decide to ink something or pull out some lines, I'm probably gonna do it with my brushes and some, you know, dark brown paint or something. Actually, that reminds me, I wanna get some like sepia ink or some like sable brown ink. So I'm gonna write that down for my weekend shopping that's gonna happen. Okay, I need sable brown ink for pages. Okay, there we go. Note made. Hey, Larry. Oh, that's so cool, Catastrophic. It is pretty hard, Kylie. The temptation is to just go to town on the line work. Oh, thank you. So DiVinica is going to have pretty tanned dark skin. So not like a tanned white person, but she's going to actually be kind of Indian in look. Like her skin tone and, you know, some of her features. I'm trying to bring in a little bit more of a different nose than I usually draw and give her slightly different features. Now, granted, I'm not like Miss Likeness. I can't really do it very well. And so I'm just doing the best I can to get features from girls in India. You know, so I'm looking up Bollywood actresses and I'm looking at their skin and, you know, like it's very inspired by that region. And I'm really excited about that because it's such a, they have such beautiful skin tone. And so I'm so excited to give her that kind of skin. So JP Roth and I have already like picked out from the Schminke like site where they have all the swatches, we've picked out her skin color. It's like a mixture of a couple different tones. And it's gonna be so fun. Hello, Vlad. Welcome to the stream today. All right, so I have a plan for her belt. Just need to get a closer look at it in better detail. I guess I don't have anything here. Damn it. So I'm not going to make her belt sort of what I would normally do where it's got a bunch of grommets and stuff. I'm doing a simple military style belt. And then I looked it up and there's these things that they sell to go on a military belt. That's it's just Velcro and it like Velcros over and then it has like a carabiner hook at the end. So you can hook things onto it when you need to. But then she's not going to have like pouches and, you know, the more steampunk look belt. I I didn't want to do that. Fallen Forever. Hi, welcome to the stream. Yeah, well, it's basically like a clip. And so I want to do something like that so that I don't have the pouches and stuff. And then I'm just going to have one little ring hanging off of it for right now. But more can be added. If I ever need her to like be carrying something around, it'll be there. And then I have her with like a man bag, messenger bag. Yes, I have drawn Lady Mechanica before, correct. I drew 6 covers for Lady Mechanica. 7 if you count the alternate. You think you have one of mine? Sweet, thank you, Vlad. Yes, it's one of the things I love very much about comic art. You don't have to think completely practically. If I was in any kind of like situation like this, I mean, heck, I don't wear shorts like this on a good day. But I love to draw them. New York was great. True story, Kylie. Oh, thank you, Kylie. Okay, let's get a situationer of how she's looking now. I'm pretty happy with it, except that the lack of line weight is tweaking out my brain. I'm like so not used to seeing my art with no line weight. It looks like it needs work. All right, she has a bun in the back of her head, so part of her hair is pulled back. Which is why it's quite a bit higher than it would normally be. Oh, woohoo, Kylie! No line weight for me. I know. And I'm starting to like weird out a little bit about it. I don't know. It's really hard not to do line weight. Damn it. I'm gonna give her some intense brows. Philip, hello! As it is, will that much pencil around her eyes be okay with the watercolor? Truthfully, Kylie, I have no fucking clue. This is, we are winging it. Yes, guys, definitely watch closely. Make sure that, there are two things that I'd like your guys' help with. Don't let me waste time trying to do line weight. I'm going to be painting these pages. It's a waste of time. If I need to add any line weight later, I'll do it after the fact. Like, with painting or whatever. It's true story, Kylie. Like, honestly, I really don't know. I haven't, like, made my technique yet for these pages. So it's going to be, you know, we're winging it. I need to get the shirt from you and wear it next time, because that is really, really gonna be the we are professionally winging it situation. But there is one thing I know for sure I really want to do, and I want to make sure that these pages have texture and movement, and that I'm not basically trying to emulate digital coloring on a traditional medium. I want this to look like watercolor. I am such an aggressive blender. I mean, like, I don't even want to take my Copic marker techniques and transfer it onto this paper. I want it to have splatters where maybe a splatter shouldn't go. And like, I want to artsy out on these pages. I want them to look real and gritty and... Do you know what I mean? Someone help me English, please. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Mr. E. All right, well, I'll erase it a little bit. I do want around her eyes to be pretty dark, though. You know, kind of look like you woke up in the morning, forgot to, like, wash off your mascara the night before and rubbed your eye. I'm very happy if that's the case. Yes, chaotic creativity. I don't want to go nuts on these pages and make them all perfect and clean. And, you know, I'm very happy if, like, one panel is bleeding into the next one with drips and splashes. And, you know, it has to be like that. Or otherwise, I'm going to feel like I killed it and I'm basically just digitally coloring on the paper. And then why? You know? Chaotic creativity. Ah, Kylie, that's so awesome. All right, so I had bangs in front of her face. Now I think I don't want bangs. I'm going to actually write that down. Chaotic creativity. Look at you all fancy, Kylie. Yes. Okay, carrying on. Yeah, I was thinking to give her bangs, and now I'm kind of inclined to not. Reason being, we have done a bit more design thought regarding her, and her having bangs is kind of going to kind of shoot the design idea directly in the foot. So, no more bangs for her. Her hair will, of course, just come down into her face in places. So, wow, I gave her a very high forehead. Whoa. And yeah, I think still, even though she's got a big hood, it might be too big. All right. I need to look up a hunting knife. Yes, she has, like, I haven't decided, like, the percentage of how much is normal hair and how much is dreads, but she's going to have partial dreads. So not all of it is going to be dreaded out. I was planning initially to make her completely, like, full head of hair and dreads. And then Joe was like, you know, she suggested we maybe do it half-half or something like that. And so she showed me that there are partial dread hairstyles, which was an education for me. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So that she still has some, you know, flowing hair. Ultimate, welcome to the stream. All right, and then I've got her in a little jacket. Okay, I'm just gonna look up cloak. No, not cloak. Leather folds real quick. So hold please. Did I visit Art Germ? I bumped into him during setup on day one. And then, no, every time I went over, he was so busy. And, like, you know, I was also running back to my table. So it was a little hard to, like, hang out with other artists unless you could work out a dinner or something. It's so busy at New York Comic Con. There are just no words. Like, I barely made it anywhere away from my table. It was, and then, you know, I'm even trying to like just excuse myself because I have to pee, and that was difficult to do. It was a very, very busy show. That's all I can say. Hey, Keeman. Oh, you're awesome, Kylie. Jesus, I'm not finding the thing that I'm looking for. I actually saved. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Yay. It's showing proper cloth fold. Oh yes, it was so good. You know, actually New York Comic Con this time wasn't even stressful. Like, it was just so wonderful. I got my ramen dinner with Sabine. I went to a dinner with the White Widow crew to celebrate issue 3 out. That was so much fun. It was just really, really great. Oh, that's so sweet, Kylie. You really don't need to at all. I think we're past that. Or you could just let it all out because it won't be weird, and then we'll both just laugh. Because I'm the worst, man. When I meet artists I admire for the first time, I'm embarrassing to myself and to everyone around me. So I'm like so scared to like go meet them because I know I'm just gonna like stick both my feet in my mouth, and it's such a whole thing. I can't. It's so bad. Yay! Hello, the Merc! Welcome to the stream! Today I am working on issue 5, page 1 of DiVinica. So I'm transferring the sketch to board right now because I'm going to be watercoloring it. I'm not going to watercolor it today because I don't have my watercolors yet. CDN Dragon, is that like Canadian Dragon? Welcome to the stream. Fair enough. I can talk for you, Kylie. Oh, the ramen was so good. All I want is to eat it again. Literally, I just want more ramen. So we're looking into ramen places here in Calgary. The cool thing is that we do have very good Asian food here in Calgary. So I'm hoping I can find a good ramen place. Because I'll take Asian food over American food, any kind of food, any day of the week. Give me Asian food. Yes, please, and thank you. It is Canadian. Wooyah! Welcome to the stream. Oh, thank you, the Merc. So I find things on Pinterest like this that show you the fabric folds, right? And so it's like a picture of jeans and how it actually breaks down. If you're ever struggling with cloth, oh, I guess you guys can't really see it. All right, here, 1 second. I'll show you. Okay. So here, you can see the fabric folds and how it all goes, and it shows you the zigzag. Pinterest is like the best thing for teaching you art stuff, you know? Definitely look on Pinterest and find the things that you need to learn or you need to like improve on. I'm telling you, Pinterest is like the best for teaching and little like tutorials and shit. See you later, Ultimate. Oh, thank you, Travis. Have a good one. Yeah, I find so many like mini, like single image tutorials like that on Pinterest, and they change my life. They're so helpful. Excellent. That's so great, the Merc. Thank you, Atomic Tizzle. So I'm making her fingertips look a little bit flatter, and that's because she has gloves on. So I'm doing the seam of the glove right there. Then of course the gloves are gonna have some wrinkles in them right over here. Okay, I'm gonna check it out, Philip. Thank you. Thank you, Philip. Yes, Sherlock as Hypno Kitty. He does. Okay. Well, this isn't quite post-apocalyptic, so it's a little different. Okay. Now, this is where I'm at right now. So I need to finish out her jacket, finish this pot that's just blank. I think I did darken the city too much. Oh, Sherlock is doing great. I tried brushing his teeth this morning and he gave me so much trouble. He just would not open his mouth. And then I had to like chase him around and oh my God. So, he's a little out of practice with getting his daily grooming. So he's gonna need some work. Yes, such is art. Art life. Yeah, he is used to being groomed. I usually do it every morning. He gets his teeth brushed, he gets his eyes cleaned, and he gets brushed. Oh shit, I didn't see what oh my goodness. I like totally missed that I had a whole nother piece of her cloak right here. Fail. Okay. Hello, really tall. Cat I'm watching is in love with my comb. I couldn't stand the cat brush he has, so I used my comb. Yeah. Yeah, Sherlock, well, he loves being brushed, but he doesn't like his teeth getting brushed. I'm just too all up in his personal space, I think. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish this by, I need to leave it around 7:45 because I have to cook dinner. And lately I've been kind of late. Well, before, when I was streaming a lot, I was definitely getting really late on dinner time. So everybody would get home from their classes, and I didn't have dinner ready, and it's a big bummer for everybody when they're hungry. So I have to stop a smidge earlier. Hello, Sloppy! It was so good to see you in New York. Guys, Sloppy helped me out a ton and went and got me some water because I literally couldn't leave my table and I was dying. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was so busy. Just no time. All right, it's time to do her boots. So, with her boots, I need to, I think I want to take them in a little bit. They're a little fat on my sketch, so I just want to thin them out just a touch. Put that away. Yeah, it's crazy, no, Kylie? It's like really wigging me out. Oh my God. Yeah, the fat, it has no depth to it. Oh, thank you so much, Really Tall. All right, I'm gonna zoom in for a second. I'm gonna be right back. 2 minutes. Yeah, it looks like a coloring book page. Yes, I know, Kylie. I can't help myself. But I have to keep it thin for now, just so that I'm not wasting time. Because I do need to get through the pages, so I'm thinking like this is plenty. But yeah, it looks weird, doesn't it? Okay, light table back on to get the boots. So I need to work on the final boot design here. And so for that, I want them to have the kind of ski boot clasp thing, right? So that's what I'm gonna be working on now. I didn't really finish out these boots. As you can see, I kind of got bored and was like, fuck it, I'll do this later. The later has come. So for anyone who's just been joining in on the stream or is like passing through, thank you so much for being here. My name is Dawn McTeigue, and I am currently working on the interior pages for the series that I co-create with JP Roth. It is called DiVinica. So far we've got 4 issues out. We're starting in on issue 5. Issue 5 is where the main character of the series is introduced. And her name is DiVinica. The story is about goddesses, but we're taking them from all different pantheons of mythology. So there's going to be pretty much, if you have a pantheon that you like to follow, we're probably going to have a goddess from that in this series. Boom. So exciting. So I am working on page 1 right now. So I have most of the pages sketched. If they're not sketched yet, it's because I did a layout and now I'm changing my plan. So I'm really studying. I'm trying to work a lot on my storytelling and really getting this book the best that I can make it. And I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I have very high expectations for myself. And sometimes it can be a little crippling. But I was listening to this podcast, and this guy was like, you got to start somewhere. And what he said was, you have to be bad before you can be badass. And I take it as like, well, you have to suck at something before you can be really good at it. So, you know, I am prepared to go through a learning curve on these pages. I have drawn, I think, probably about 9 comic book interiors so far. Now, for, you know, for me, that's a lot. For someone who's really like experienced in interiors, that's nothing. So I do have some experience with interiors, but I really don't so much doing it fully traditionally. I've done that with watercolor. I'm not very experienced with watercolor. This book is going to be watercolored, so I'm a little nervous. I want to do the storytelling correctly. This is a full page, essentially like a splash page. A lot of the other ones are going to have a lot of paneling. And, you know, I really, really, really want to do a good job. But we're going to wing it because, you know, I don't know everything at all. And especially when it comes to this stuff. Yeah, it can be scary. I'm such a control freak and you can't control the watercolor. So it's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some trial and error. But I think that at the end of the day, I just want to literally go with the flow of the water, of the color, and whatever shit happens from here till the end of this particular issue. It's all going to be an adventure and it's going to be fun. So I welcome you all on the crazy ride of learning this stuff. Yeah, that's the problem, Kylie. I do remember how good Mega came out, and it's scaring the shit out of me. You know how it is? You're just like, well, damn it. I don't know if I can do that again. Oh, thank you, Philip. Well, this one, the Merc, it actually wasn't even about comic art. I applied it to comic art. I was listening to the MF CEO project on iTunes or podcasts or whatever the like podcast app. Chaotic creativity, that's right. Is it a Dan Cook night? No, it's a me Cook night. Lately, Dan is so busy taking our youngest son to all his different classes that I'm the one that's cooking dinners. So I'll need to stop at around 7:45 my time, and that's Mountain Standard Time. I did as much preparation as I could before the live stream, but then I still need to go get dinner finished. Yeah, they are some chonky boots. Kylie, look up, maybe you weren't here on the stream where I was talking about it, but I really am, I'm going for motocross boots. So look them up. They're plastic. They would last. There's nothing about them that would decay, and they will keep her feet safe, warm, all of those things when it's needed. So yeah, I decided to go for a motocross-esque look. The temptation was to give her army boots, but that's also been done a lot. So I'm trying to kind of bring in something different. But yeah, they're big boots. I went and looked at them like on people, and they're surprisingly fat. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kylie. Something a little different. But yeah, they are very, very fat boots. And then the base of them is almost like a sneaker, which I think will be a lot more comfortable actually. Though I can only imagine your feet would sweat so bad in these kind of shoes. Well, but whatever. I don't need to worry about her feet. You know what's wigging me out about these boots though, Kylie, is they're so off center. Like everything about them is completely not symmetrical, and that really wigs me out. It's comics, she doesn't sweat. True story. It's great that we don't have to worry about shit like that. The whole concept and use of materials to make costume, priceless. Yay! No, they don't. They are pristine. I didn't quite think through how these open, so I need to fix that a little bit. Oh, wow, that's great to hear, Sloppy. Okay, so then it would go the opposite way. But this would still be here. Oh my God, now I need to flip the design. Okay, and then this would come this way, out like so, into the front of her leg. And then there would be this coming down like that. So I've just got a few little like cuts in the boot to just add a little bit of visual interest. I'll probably put some color in there just to make it look different and not just a really big fat plain leather boot. Okay, so this I need to finalize a little bit more, clean it up. Okay. Now here she's got on her like messenger bag, and so that's really what I'm gonna have, where she is gonna hold any like little supplies that she needs to take with her. She's got a messenger bag as opposed to the pouch belt, which has been done a lot, so I'm trying to come up with something a little bit different. So yeah, that's why I'm doing the little messenger bag, and then she's got a hunting knife strapped to the front of it, and she's gonna have an axe on the back. Fanny pack, super sexy. No. So, I had a hunting knife idea, and now I don't know where it is. See you later, Christina. Have a good one. An Aussie Bowie knife. Oh, I like the chaos one. I had definitely decided I was going to do one that was a fixed blade, not a switchblade. Because I researched the like pros and cons to switchblades and just straight whatever it's called normal blade, and I decided I didn't want to do switchblade. I wanted to do an actual full-on knife with a static blade or whatever it's called. Now, I don't want to follow one knife in particular. So, I'm just going to emulate a hunting knife. I don't want, if I'm going to do one, I'll make one up. Because I don't want to specifically use the Rambo knife or specifically use any kind of knife from a movie or from a store or whatever, because, you know, I just need to put my own spin on it, so I'm not like using something that somebody else designed. Have to be careful about that kind of shit. Okay, I'm taking a look, Kylie. Cool. Definitely want to do something a little bit more military looking. Yeah, what I'm going for is called a tactical hunting knife. So I'm not going to use any knife specifically. I'm just going to give them all a look, get a basic idea, and then close the page and just draw one. That's kind of a mix of everything. Just your basic tactical and it's going to be in a sheath right now. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. Oh my god. Exactly, Kylie. That's so amazing. Shit. That is so fucking awesome. You really can. So awesome, Kylie. I fucking love that one so much. I wish I had thought of it. Situationer. Just trying to see what I haven't done yet. Okay, so I've got her boots done. Do the sun in the background. I want to get my grid out and adjust some of that stuff. So... let's finish her hand. Yes, I may have spilled some beans there. There's a reason why she isn't like burned to like pulp right now, or ash. There's a reason, and you shall find out in the story. Whoop whoop. Yeah, I think I need to bring her head in. That's way too big. Yay! Thank you, Kylie. No, it's not because she's magic. There's another reason. Okay, I am looking up sun. Perfect. I wanted to actually see a picture of the sun and look at some of the, I guess, images that kind of show what it looks like as far as like where there are dark spots. Now I know, I'm sure it all moves around because the whole thing's on fucking fire, but I'm just looking at kind of the patterns that the flames form. Possibly, Kylie. I need to talk to Joe about that. I need to check with it, if within the story that would happen. Yes, correct, but there's a whole thing that's going on with the sun. And I'm gonna spill beans. I can't spill beans, but there is something happening to the sun that is causing this whole situation. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure if I would have the moon, if I'm supposed to have the moon here, or I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. Yes, this is going to be an adventure. This is gonna be like, honestly, I'm so excited about this whole issue and the direction that DiVinica is taking. I can't even. You know, it's just, it's so exciting, and it's gonna be so good and so worth following. I can't tell you guys enough how good this book is gonna be, and I'm gonna put my very, very, very best into the art so that like each page is worth it. And each page is worth you getting and looking at and reading and everything. Thank you, Kylie. And I'm gonna see, I wanna ask Joe, I forgot to ask her today about Comixology or like some kind of digital download for DiVinica. I'm not really sure what there is as far as options for that, but I'll ask her about it. I know one of you was asking me here. I can't remember when or who it was. But yeah, I'm gonna try to figure that out. I just forgot to ask her. Thank you so much. All right, so I know that I've got a bunch of kids over here for a play date tomorrow afternoon at some point. But I will try to do another live stream tomorrow. It's just gonna be a little bit more sneak attack-ish, depending on when I'm done managing Lyndon and his buddies' play date. So I will keep you, I'll keep you all informed and try to get to another live stream tomorrow. And then I'll try to do another one on Sunday. Or, I don't know, I'm gonna play it by ear because I need to do my art shopping. I'm so excited. Can't wait. It's gonna be an expensive day. I think Dan's a little bit concerned. I know. I'll try to like take a little video or something I don't know if the store would be okay with me Facebook live streaming my art shopping, but I will try to like take a little video, or I don't know, at least take some pictures of the art shopping because it's just too much fun. It's time. I know it's time, and it's so hard to leave you guys. But seriously, thank you so much for being here for the first of many DiVinica live streams. I know I did live streaming on Facebook with Magu, which was issue 4, but I haven't done any on Twitch. So here we are, and it's going to be lots and lots. So I know that the line art is not particularly impressive right now, but it's a nice big full page. I'm really happy with it, and I think all the glory is going to come in the color. Fingers crossed. Thanks guys so much. Take care. Have a good evening. I'll try to catch you again tomorrow. And enjoy your night. Mwah. Bye bye.